They're there? Okay. Let's give a big round of applause for our first responders. So let's talk about those deplorables for a moment, will we? Now, of course, I'm talking to all of you guys, but most of the people watching on TV, if they're watching on the cameras. Deplorables, huh? Well, let's think about this for a couple of minutes. If you're a single mom working 2 jobs just to make ends meet and you're voting for Donald Trump because you want a better life for your children, Hillary Clinton thinks that you are deplorable. If you're a veteran who has put your life on the line defending our freedoms, keeping us safe from harm, and you're voting for Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton thinks you are deplorable. If you're a small business owner working 12 hours a day just to make payroll so you can keep your doors open and you are voting for Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton thinks you are deplorable. If you're a teacher staying up late grading papers for your students to help mold the minds of future generations, and you're voting for Donald Trump, Hillary thinks you are deplorable. If you are the parents of students in a failing school and voting for Donald Trump because he believes that parents should be able to choose the school that your children should go to, Hillary thinks that you are deplorable. If you have friends or family in law enforcement and voting for Donald Trump because blue lives matter also, Hillary thinks you are deplorable. If you are tired of the same people making the same promises and nothing ever getting done and want to change the status quo, and you are voting for Donald J. Trump, Hillary thinks you are deplorable. If you are sick and tired of watching this nation not securing our borders, losing jobs to other countries, and having career politicians run this country into the ground, it does not make you a deplorable, my friend. That makes you a patriot, and don't you ever forget it. At this time, it is my honor to call up to the podium once again your Commissioner, Wayne Justice.
All right, good evening. First, let's take just a moment. I'm speaking first here, but let's give a round of applause for the Melbourne airport staff and all they did to get this place together. All right, how great is it to be here waiting to see our next president? I'm here to show my support for Donald Trump in 3 ways. I'm going to endorse his Veterans Affairs plan, I'm going to endorse his immigration reforms, and I'm going to strongly endorse his superb character and temperament to be our commander-in-chief. After completing 37 years of service in our Coast Guard, I proudly represent the title veteran along with 80,000 people in this county. How many vets do we have here? Come on, how many vets? The current state of our Department of Veterans Affairs, while it's okay in this county, it's lousy overall. 300,000 veterans have passed on while waiting for care. Corruption and incompetence have been excused. Politicians in Washington, geez, did we see one of those last night? Secretary Clinton has been in politics for 30 years. They have done too little. All right. These politicians have done too little, too slowly to fix the VA. The situation can never happen again, and when Donald Trump is president, it'll be fixed fast. Donald Trump is going to ensure our veterans get the care they need whenever and wherever they need it. He's going to support the whole veteran, not just in their physical health, but also by investing in the invisible wounds. He will once again make the VA great. He's going to make the VA great by firing corrupt executives, modernizing it, and empowering doctors and nurses to ensure our veterans receive the best care available. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't wait. I spent 12 years at sea on cutters, intercepting and rescuing thousands of illegal migrants. From the Mariel boat lift to the Cuban-Haitian migrations in the 90s, I stopped hundreds of Chinese from coming into Mexico in 2000. I have had the opportunity to seize tens of thousands, yes, tens of thousands of pounds of illegal drugs bound for Mexico on their way to our southern border. I know border protection. I don't need to speak tonight, thank you. We must keep bad people and bad things out. When our 30-year politicians talk about immigration reform, they mean amnesty, cheap labor, and open borders. And I tell you what, Mr. Trump does not stand for that. His real immigration reform says a nation without borders is not a nation. There must be a wall. A nation without laws is not a nation. Laws passed in accordance with our Constitution of government must be enforced. Lord knows that's not happening now. A nation that not to serve its own citizens is not a nation. Any immigration plan must improve jobs, wages, and security for all Americans. After the incredible strength and will shown by Mr. Trump last night, I have no doubt that these reforms can happen, and I can't wait. Okay, finally, I had the honor and the privilege to serve in the White House for 3 years as one of the president's military aides. I had the president's emergency satchel strapped to my wrist, always within 2 minutes of the president. I personally gave President-elect Clinton his nuclear code card on Inauguration Day 1992, and thus, yes, I spent time in the Clinton White House. That said, I spent 2.5 years working for George H.W. Bush. I know the extraordinary amount of character in a person that it takes to have the temperament to make the ultimate destructive decision. And when we have, like last night, a Secretary of State who on her watch allowed a United States ambassador and 3 other Americans to lose their lives, and she questions Donald Trump's temperature, I am absolutely appalled. I'm appalled. So I am standing here proudly with my deepest conviction, supporting Donald Trump to be the person with the ultimate decision and to be our next commander-in-chief. And ladies and gentlemen, I can't wait. Thank you, and God bless America.
Big round of applause for our commissioner. At this point, it is my honor to introduce a really good friend. Representative Debbie Mayfield has served in the Florida House of Representatives since 2008. She recently won a hard-fought Republican primary for State Senate District 17, which includes Brevard County and Indian River County. She will be your next state senator. Representative Mayfield has proven herself to be a committed, principled conservative who will never back down from a fight. She stood up to the special interest groups in Tallahassee and even took on the Republican establishment to stay true to her conservative values. She has led the fight against Common Core and the federal takeover of our classrooms when it wasn't popular within our own party. She opposed taxpayer-funded benefits for illegal immigrants. Representative Mayfield refused to trade principle for political power. Please give a round of applause for my good friend, Representative, now going to be Senator, Debbie Mayfield.
Well, thank you guys for coming out. This is quite a crowd out here, and I will tell you, are you ready to take our country back? You know, you can really tell the difference between somebody that really, truly loves our country and is proud to be American. They're not ashamed of it. That's what we stand for, is to be an American. Someone that cares about all the people, not some of the people, that all live in this great nation. Someone that you can believe, someone that really speaks from the heart. And that is what Donald Trump does. When you hear him speak, he speaks from the heart, and you know he is telling you the truth. You know, one of my favorite moments last night was when Crooked Hillary actually criticized Donald Trump for being successful and wealthy. You know, but you know, Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton's wealthy too. The difference is how they made their money. Donald Trump worked hard for his money. He created jobs. Hillary and Bill Clinton sold out our country. And they pocketed the money through their Clinton Foundation. That is not working for your money. That is stealing from your own country for the very people that entrusted you to do the right thing. You know, Donald Trump and I have a lot in common. We believe in states' rights. We believe that Common Core is not right for our students. And I am so glad that he is our nominee and he is going to win this election, because we are going to get rid of Common Core in our country and our state. You know, there is no need for the federal Department of Education. So the Department of Education and the federal government needs to be eliminated. And I believe that Donald Trump will make that happen. We believe in the Second Amendment. Every person Every person in this country has the God-given right to protect themselves from harm. We believe in our veterans. We believe that veterans that have fought for our country, they have fought for our freedom, that they deserve the utmost respect, and they deserve the very best health care that this country has available. We believe in law and order. Our policemen that put their lives on the line every single day, when they put that uniform on to go out and protect us, they need to know that we are going to have their back. We believe that people should come here legally. People that come here illegally do not deserve any of the incentives that this country has to offer. Those are reserved for the people in this country. You know, I truly do, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, and I have not had the opportunity to meet Mr. Trump yet, but everything I have seen, everything I have heard, I truly believe that he is the voice of the people out in this room. He will be the person that takes our country back. I hope that you will join me by voting on November 8th to make the next president of the United States someone that truly cares and loves our country, and that is Donald J. Trump. Now, everybody in this room has a phone. Behind me? My people behind me? Everybody has a phone. What we want you to do is take your phone out and text Trump to 88022 and learn how to volunteer, get your people and your friends to register to vote, because we need every single vote that we can get. We need every single volunteer to work in order to get our guy, our next president, Donald J. Trump, elected to the White House. Thank you very much, and have a great evening.
How we doing, Melbourne? At this time, it is my honor to introduce Ron Thomas. Ron is a retired deputy inspector from the New York City Police Department. He has had a 30-year career in law enforcement, that including reducing narcotics in targeted neighborhoods, investigating police misconduct, patrol management, and other public service in policing. A big Florida welcome for Ron Thomas.
How y'all doing? My fellow deplorables. You know who I am. I was already introduced to you. I want to tell you that I'm here to speak about our great new American movement, championed by our next president, Donald J. Trump. You know, when I was in New York, a lot of people used to look at me and say, you play basketball? I don't know why, but I don't. And a lot of people used to look at me and say, are you a distractor cat? I said, a crat? I said, no. Or a Democrat, I'm sorry. No, I'm not. I'm not that either. But what I am is an American civil service servant. So I'm here and I'm proud to speak to you about a great American patriot, a true citizen patriot, a businessman, not a politician. You know, we're so blessed to be part of this new American movement led by our champion, the next president of the United States, Donald J. Trump. Now, ask yourself, as a businessman, what does that mean? Well, in policing, I can tell you, it means results. See, Mr. Trump is not a person that gets mired down in red tape and talk and never gets anything done. Mr. Trump is a doer. Mr. Trump produces results. I mean, isn't that what we want? Mr. Trump is a builder and a problem solver. And it's evidenced across this country and the world. Mr. Trump is a fighter. And with our votes on November 8th, he will now fight for us. Mr. Trump is a uniter, and he will reignite the American dream. Mr. Trump will restore faith in the can-do American spirit for all Americans. Mr. Trump is our champion, the champion of our new great American movement. Now, Mr. Trump volunteered for us. You know, he don't have to do this. He can sit back and relax, stand on the sidelines. But at this crucial time, Mr. Trump has jumped in all the way. Mr. Trump is for America, like the rest of us deplorables are. And as he has told us, he is not running for the president of the world. Mr. Trump is running for us, and I do mean U.S. Mr. Trump is running for president of the United States. Mr. Trump will fix problems as he's done in New York and elsewhere. Mr. Trump sees solutions where career politicians only see and maintain problems. Now listen, don't get it twisted. In order to solve problems, you got to acknowledge them. You got to define them, all right? You can't dwell on those problems. Mr. Trump offers opportunities to all Americans, rich and poor, women, men, black, white, gay, straight, Muslim, Christian, Hispanic, Jews, humble and the not so humble. Mr. Trump offers greater security, especially in our inner cities, and in our war on radical Islamic terrorism. Mr. Trump will create good jobs. That's his history, guys. That's his track record. That's what he does. And you can believe that. So now, folks, the clarion call goes out. The movement, Mr. Trump, needs you to help him help you. Will you do it? Mr. Trump needs you to go back and reach out and talk and have conversation with your friends and your family, your neighbors, strangers, all the people you like, and guess what? All the people you don't like, all right? We have about a month to reach out, feel out, spread our message of a new American movement and the marvelous God-sent champion in the person of Donald John Trump. Will you do it? Can the movement, can Mr. Trump count on you? It's time to unite with all Americans and send our champion to the White House in 2017. Can we do it? Will we do it? So listen, go tell them. If your neighbors want change, Mr. Trump is the only change agent. If your family members want peace and security, Mr. Trump is our law and order president. If your children want prosperity, Mr. Trump is the wealth-creating president. If your friends want greater opportunity for their children and grandchildren, Mr. Trump will return school choice locally again and create jobs. If you know anybody who loves this country, I love America. I love America. I put my life on the line for America a lot of times. No big deal. I do it tomorrow. No big deal. I'll do it tonight. If you know anybody who loves America, the choice is clear, guys. It's crystal clear. Our new American movement has defined the time, and by the grace of God has given us a champion, a true leader who truly loves our country. No more political hack packs. So now ask yourself, what will you say when you're asked, what did you do during this pivotal time in American history? Like a launch window at the Space Coast, this is our window of opportunity. Now, November 8th, and early voting. Folks, this is history in the making. It's time to get America back on track. So you know what? I'm a humble police servant from New York, but I'm now a Floridian. This is my home. Too cold to go back up to New York. Ain't no beaches up there like this. So I want you all to do me a favor. I'm asking you, will you go out and get the vote for our champion, for your champion? You got to go out and get that vote. Many good people have been misled by the clever distractocrats. I got it right that time. Distractocrats. So you got to talk to them. Our problems don't have to persist. There's a solution maker in the wings. Remind them, for new things to come, the old has to go. For new things to come, the old has to go, and it ain't gonna go without a fight. So as we prepare to meet and greet Mr. Trump, who chose to visit us first after his debate victory last night, be clear. Listen, be clear. This is it. This is it. Okay? This is it. We need votes. We need votes, folks. We need the vote of straight Americans. We need the vote of gay Americans. We need the vote of rich Americans. We need the vote of poor. There's an NYPD shirt out there. We need the vote of Christian Americans. We need the vote of Muslims. I got to get off. Females, males, blacks, whites, all Americans. We can put a can-do president in the White House. We are the ambassadors of the new American movement. You got to go out and get that vote. Thank you very much. Keep on trumping.
Okay, everybody, I have a quiz. It is a one-question quiz, and I think everyone in this room is going to get 100. Do blue lives matter? The man to my left and the men to my left really need no introduction. I'm not even going to bother reading the bio because you all know who he is. Everybody, a big round of applause to the great sheriff of Brevard County, Mr. Wayne Ivey.
Good evening, everybody. Come on, we're in Brevard County. It's a beautiful night. We're about to get to welcome the next president of the United States. Now that's a good evening right there. Well, I'm going to start where I start every time, and that is to first say thank you for allowing me to serve as your sheriff. I truly love this job. I also want to take a minute and thank you for all of the support you give our incredible law enforcement officers, all of them that work each and every day to protect you and your families. The ones that are in the audience, the ones that are on the stage. I have Chief Wiley of West Melbourne with me. Give him a big round of applause. All the way from Liberty County, I have Sheriff Nick Finch that's with us. Right behind me, retired FBI agent and most recent Hall of Fame recipient, Brevard County, Bob Waller. To my left, your right, I have Sheriff Gordon Smith out of Bradford County. and Chief Mark Rankins of the Palm Bay Police Department. Give them a big round of applause. I'm also going to ask just for a second for everybody to put their signs down. And if you are a law enforcement officer that's either seated up on the top, over here is a great group of our law enforcement officers, or in the audience, or one of our military, raise your hand up for me so everybody can thank you. As I tell everybody, we are truly blessed to serve as law enforcement officers in Brevard County, where our citizens love us, they trust us, and they protect us just like we love, trust, and protect them. Do we need paramedic? Paramedic just off to the left of the podium, right where the signs are being held up. Paramedic, please. If everybody can kind of clear the area so that the paramedics can get in. All right. I'm being told from the front to introduce Chief Wiley again. Apparently this is his fan club. So give him another round of applause for Chief Wiley of West Melbourne. So the great thing about being sheriff, actually there's a lot of great things, but the greatest thing is that you are expected to say and do what needs to be said and done to protect your citizens. So I'm going to challenge you to hold on, because it's about to get real up in this hangar with what I'm about to say. The White House has fallen, and it has crumbled, and it has taken the foundation of our country with it. Tonight, we are part of a nationwide movement to rebuild the character of the White House. A nationwide movement that starts brick by brick, vote by vote. A nationwide movement to elect Donald J. Trump as our next president of the United States. Now, somebody told me the other day, they said, it can't get much worse up in Washington. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. There is no doubt about it. In fact, it could get a lot worse, folks. And that's why it's important that we put Donald Trump in the White House so that he can protect us. The next president of the United States, the next occupant of the White House, has to understand that government's one and only responsibility is to protect its citizens. That's why myself and thousands of other law enforcement officers across this great nation have stepped out on the ledge and proudly support Donald Trump to be our next president. I've been a cop for 37 years. Still, paramedics are needed in that area right there. I think we have them. I think they're there. I've been a law enforcement officer for 37 years, and I've never seen a time like we face in our country today. A time where a small group think it's okay to verbally and physically target law enforcement officers. I'm proud to tell you that they're a small group, and that the overwhelming majority of our citizens love us and trust us, and we love and trust you. Now more than ever, we need a president that stands with those who protect our community and those who protect our country. And Donald Trump is that man. Now, I could stand up here all night and talk to you about why we need Donald Trump as president. But I'm going to give you a snapshot, because I believe Mr. Trump is about ready to come on this stage, and you came here to see him, not me. So I'm going to break it down for you like this. This race, you hear a lot of people talking about terrorism. While it's profound and important to our country, I trust our military, our generals, who also, by the way, have endorsed Donald Trump, and our law enforcement officers to protect us. You hear about the economy and you hear about jobs. Well, quite frankly, this is about just a few jobs. The next few Supreme Court justices that will be appointed to protect our Second Amendment and our Constitution. It is time for Donald Trump to step to this stage and get your vote for the next president of the United States. Thank you, everybody.
Is it a great day to be a Republican in a great state of Florida? Is it a great day to be a deplorable in the great state of Florida? Are you ready to make Florida red again? Are you, my friends, ready to make America great again? Are you all ready to work hard and make Donald Trump the next president of the United States of America? Mr. Trump will be here shortly. God bless you and God bless America.
And a good Tuesday afternoon to you, Joe Seals, here in the RSBN headquarters studio in Auburn, Alabama. And I just wanted to get on here real quick and give a shout out to the folks at Reddit, the Donald Reddit. You guys need to check them out. There's some really cool folks over there, and we really appreciate all they do for Trump and for linking to us. This is by the way the pool camera, who is now panning the camera and showing the crowd. It looks like maybe Trump's plane is coming in. We have a guy there, Brad, our new cameraman, is actually at the event. But of course, because we need internet to live stream from our cameras, this hangar is not a very good place to get internet because there's no internet here, actually. So he's there filming large crowd shots. We're going to put together a little piece in the next few days with this, because this is actually the entire hangar is packed. It's amazing. I've seen some photos, and we're going to upload a video of the crowd here very shortly within the next few minutes. So, well, actually, it probably won't be until after the event is over with, because right now he can't even get me a video because there's hardly any cell service. So, but the entire hangar is packed, and we are just we're now awaiting Trump's arrival. I believe that Governor Mike Pence is also at this event. I've been told by Brad and another member of our crew on the ground that Governor Pence's plane actually landed there in Melbourne about an hour and a half ago. So Governor Pence is there. He may be speaking. He was supposed to speak at an event tonight in Waukesha, which was in Waukesha, Wisconsin, which was canceled. And so I believe that he is there tonight in Melbourne. So Brad, our cameraman, is here at this event, and we will get you some footage shortly with that, the crowds and all. And also a reminder, Brad will be leaving directly after this event. We're working hard for you guys. Brad will be leaving directly after this event and headed to Waukesha, or excuse me, he's flying to Milwaukee and then to Waukesha, Wisconsin tomorrow, where Trump will hold another rally tomorrow evening. And we are told we will have internet for that event, so we will be able to live stream from our cameras tomorrow night. So you'll get to see the crowds there. Wisconsin, a state that is now apparently in play, and Trump and Pence are going to be all over it in the next in the coming weeks. A lot of states are popping up in play, and I think Trump's debate performance last night will help him even more in some of these battleground states, and some of these states that have been blue for a long time are starting to turn a little bit red. So that's definitely good news. When you see, if anybody has saw the rallies today that Clinton's people put on and compare it to this, it's pretty amazing the difference. So tomorrow, don't forget to tune in tomorrow at 6 o'clock Central Time for the Trump rally in Waukesha. And then we're also going to have, there's a lot of stuff coming up, I believe, on Thursday. Adam, our other camera guy, will actually be in New Hampshire for the rally there. We're working on the internet for that now. And then we were also going to be in Novi, Michigan on Friday. I believe that's how you say it, Novi. And we're going to be there for that. So we're going to be at every single event. This is what we're pledging to you. This is too important of an election. I don't care if we lose money. I don't care how much it takes, but we're going to be at every single event. We may not be able to live stream every single event, but we're going to be there. We're going to give you pre-game shows on as many events as possible. We're going to document the crowd size and put it out there for everybody to see, because this is why the mainstream media doesn't show you the crowds, is because they don't want people to see this movement and say, hey, maybe there's something to it. There's people of all backgrounds in these crowds. We've seen them as we go out. There's Latinos, there's African Americans that come to these rallies, and showing the crowd is something that is not in their best interest. So that's why we're there. We could sit back here and use these pool feeds all day long, which we pay access for. But you guys want to see the crowds. Trump wants the crowds to be shown, and so that's why we're there. That's really the only reason we're there. And the Trump campaign has been gracious enough to give us access, full access, embed status, and we really appreciate them and how they treat us when we're on the campaign trail with Trump. And we're going to pledge to be at every single event. It's time to go all in. There's no secret who we are for and who we want in there. There's some big things coming. And after the election, I think you're going to see, especially if Trump wins, that there's some things that we're working on that will ensure that we'll be around for a very long time. And I don't want to talk about any of that right now. But I want to thank everybody for your support, because remember, we are only funded by you. I won't ever take outside donations. It's only because of you that we exist, and we continue to exist, and that we're able to go to this event and all the events. Everything that is donated on our website goes directly into a travel fund that my people out in the field have access to, and you're paying their way. And we really appreciate everything. We're all in this together. And so if you do want to donate, you can do so at rsbn.tv/donate. Again, tomorrow, a big event coming up in Wisconsin, which we will be at. Let's see, there's something else I was going to talk about. Yes, as you saw last night, we had partnered with the campaign to bring you a debate. The debate last night on Trump's website. I think that went pretty well. We had 32,000 people watching. It was a very exciting moment for us. And we're going to continue to grow, and we'll have hopefully an announcement within the next couple of weeks about a new show that we'll be having on our network, which I think is going to be huge for us. And you're going to absolutely love it. I'm going to stop talking now and let the music play. I just wanted to kind of get here and give an update. Again, the people over at Reddit, at the Donald subreddit, you guys are great. Thank you for the support, for sharing our streams. And guys, if you want to hang around some like-minded people, go over there to Reddit and just search for the Reddit, the Donald. If you don't know what Reddit is, you can find out pretty easily. It's pretty easy to figure out. Go over and check them out. There's some really cool people over there. And that's it. I'm gonna get off here and let you listen to some music. Hopefully we'll see Trump's plane coming up very soon. And again, we'll have crowd video for you very shortly. As soon as Brad is able to get a signal out, we'll get you a big, huge crowd pan, because it's really unbelievable. It's the size of this thing. See you guys back in a little bit.
Conversations with an open bottle of wine. Let me know that today I'll be alright. Cause we tried to work it out. Too bad we never could. We had our ups and downs. Now you're gone for good. So what about me? What about us? What about life, baby? What about love? What about all our hopes, our plans, and all our dreams?
Wow. Oh, wow. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Wow, what a group. And we have 12,000 people outside that still can't in. We're going to get them out on the runway. We'll put them out on the runway. We have 12,000 people outside. It's incredible. They're coming in. Look at this. Oh, we are going to win Florida so big. It'll be amazing. This is a movement like they have never seen before. Never. Last night was very exciting, and almost every single poll had us winning the debate against crooked Hillary Clinton. Big league. Big league. She is as crooked as they come. And I'll tell you what, check out, we put them out today, almost every poll. So that was an exciting evening for me, folks. That was an exciting evening. And it set the all-time record for debates and maybe television, who knows? Look at this crowd, look at this. This is amazing. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'll tell you what, is there any place more fun or safer to be than at a Trump rally, right? Right? We're going to take on the special interests, the lobbyists, and the corrupt corporate media right back there. They are corrupt as you can get. You know, the single weapon that Hillary Clinton has, I mean, she couldn't even pass her bar exam in Washington, D.C. She failed it. The single weapon that she's got is the media. Without the mainstream media, she wouldn't even be here, folks. That I can tell you. She wouldn't even be here. She wouldn't have a chance. So we're going to create a new government that serves you, your family, and your country, and it's going to be the kind of government that you've been looking for a long time. You know, I was in the plane, and I came in, and we said, wow, but we do have these crowds elsewhere. But they said the fire marshal closed us down, won't let 12,000 people in. But then when I looked at this, I said, now I understand. Where's the fire marshal? Fire marshal, let him in, please, okay? Let him in. Let him in, fire marshal. Let him in. Our country is filled with so many amazing people. People who lift us up and inspire us. And by the way, I have one of them here. Where's Rudy Giuliani? Rudy. Rudy. We love Rudy. Look at him. Look at him. He's a good man. We lost one great person in a heartbreaking accident on Sunday. Marlins pitcher Jose Fernandez, and he was some pitcher. He died at the age of 24. I just spoke to Jeff, the owner of the team, who is heartbroken. It's a huge loss for the state, for the entire sport of baseball, and for all of the Americans who are so inspired watching him play at 24, just about as good a pitcher as there ever was, that age. So we send our deepest condolences to his wife and family during this very painful time. Our country also lost one of our truly great American icons, the King, Arnold Palmer. I was always very proud to call Arnold my friend. He was a truly great man. His legendary accomplishments on the course are well known. His fearless style of play, his love of the fans, and his working class charm made him an icon to legions of Americans. His accomplishment off the field was probably even greater, including his charity work and all of the thousands of lives that he's made better. Arnie was a symbol for America, and he will be sorely missed. Our thoughts also are with his loved ones. Ours is truly a special country, and we must never stop fighting to keep the American dream alive. Never. Never. Unfortunately for too many Americans, the American dream is now out of reach. It's not working. Our country isn't working. So many things are going wrong. Last night, when I debated Secretary Clinton on America's future, for 90 minutes, I watched her very carefully, and I was also holding back. I didn't want to do anything to embarrass her, but I watched her, and she was stuck in the past. For 90 minutes, on issue after issue, Hillary Clinton defended the terrible status quo, while I laid out our plan, all of us together, to bring jobs, security, and prosperity back to the American people. For 90 minutes, she argued against change, while I called for dramatic change. We have to have dramatic change. We have to get rid of Obamacare. We have to strengthen up our depleted military. It's in such bad shape. We're going to do a lot of great things, folks. November 8th, you have to get out there and vote. You know, you've seen all the polls, and if you look, I don't just mean the debating polls. Those were things of beauty, one after one. Time magazine. Places don't even like me, although I have been on the cover of Time a hell of a lot lately, I will say this. But Drudge is, first of all, he's a fantastic guy, but Drudge, it was 80 to 20%, Trump, 80 to 20. But more importantly, when you look at the different polls, we're up 2 nationally in CNN. Most importantly, you look at the states. We're leading in Florida. We're leading in Ohio. We're leading in Iowa by a lot. We're leading in North Carolina. We have states that don't normally think in terms of Republican, which is us. It's us. Don't call us anything. It's just us. You know what it means? It means common sense. It means bringing civility back to our country. It means law and order and protecting our police and being very careful with everybody else. But I watched last night. I found it so interesting. I knew I was going into a situation where you were going to have one of the largest audiences in the history of television. And I took a deep breath and I pretended I was talking to my family. It's very interesting. You just block it out. Very interesting. And she was talking about what she's going to do to get rid of ISIS, what she was going to do on child care, what she was going to do on all these different things. And I kept saying, for 26 years, you've been doing nothing. Nothing. For 26 years, she's done nothing. You know, when she ran for the Senate in New York was having a big problem keeping jobs because her husband signed NAFTA. And NAFTA was draining the jobs out of our country, going to Mexico and other places, but NAFTA was a disaster. Probably the worst trade deal ever signed by anybody, anywhere in the world, okay? NAFTA was a disaster. She promised, running for the Senate years ago, 200,000 jobs for upstate New York. It was a disaster. Not only didn't they come, but they lost so many jobs, and you have to see it now. It's so sad when you see what's happened to upstate New York. It is a disaster. The companies have left and gone to Mexico and other places. The jobless situation is horrible. And she said she was going to do something about it. And the day after the election, it was like, bye-bye. And that's exactly what would happen if she ever won. Ooh. Folks, we can't let that happen. We know her too well. We know her too well. She's the candidate of yesterday, and ours is the campaign, and we're the people of the future. Hillary Clinton defended every major failure that she helped to create. She defended the Iran deal, one of the worst deals ever. She defended her role in unleashing ISIS. She is responsible, along with Barack Obama. They created a vacuum by getting out of Iraq, which they should have never been in the first place. And does everybody believe me? I was against going into Iraq. And it's so well documented. And Sean Hannity is now saying he was absolutely against it. And nobody wants to call him because they don't want to hear that. But she defended the conditions of our inner cities where African American families are living in a situation that nobody should be forced to live in. And what's happened is government led by Democrats should be ashamed of themselves. I explained how she's been there for 30 years and hasn't fixed anything. It's all talk, no action, typical politician. In fact, her only experience has been at failure. Look at everything she's touched has been failure, just about one failure after another after another. She bragged about how she traveled all over the world. And that's true. She traveled all over the world. And you know what it got us? Nothing. Nothing. It got us debt, and it's got us death. We have death and debt and unemployment. We have all bad things. And I said last night, I said, you know, Secretary, you are experienced, but it's bad experience because everything you did turned out bad. The price tag in the Middle East has been $6 trillion. We could have rebuilt our country 2 times over and maybe more than that. Iraq, Libya are in chaos. Iran is on the path to nuclear weapons. All they have to do is sit back for 9 more years and they're going to have all the nuclear weapons they want. How stupid a deal is that? How about the $400 million in cash that they shipped, right? How about that? And then that turned out to be wrong. It turned out to be wrong. It was $1.7 billion in cash. Who ever heard of this? Radical Islamic terrorism is spreading everywhere. It's spreading everywhere. We have a president who won't even issue the term. We have a former Secretary of State who doesn't want to mention the term. They're allowing people to come into our country by the thousands and thousands and thousands. And we don't even know who the hell they are. You watch. You watch. Here in America, we've seen one Islamic terror attack after another. We've seen the horrors visited upon Orlando with the attack on the Pulse nightclub, the worst mass shooting and the worst attack ever on the LGBTQ community in our history, the worst in our history. We've seen the recent terrorism in New York, New Jersey, Minnesota, San Bernardino. Before that, I mean, these attacks are going on endlessly all over the world, not just in our country, and they're made possible by our extremely open, in our country, immigration system that's fostered by a president that doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And by a woman that I think is virtually incompetent, certainly as a Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton. I mean, she is virtually incompetent. Yet Hillary Clinton wants a 550% increase in Syrian refugees and would bring in, think of that. Think of that. Hey, folks, listen. We got to make our country great again. We can't do it this way. We can't do it this way. Can't do it. And that's 550% above Obama's already high numbers. Something funny happened. You know, the dishonest press. Look at these guys. The dishonest press. And by the way, they're not showing this crowd. I go home, my wife said, "How was the crowd?" I go, "It was massive. You didn't see?" No, they always keep it right on your face. That's the only good thing about a protester. They always like to show protesters. But we don't have too many protesters. You know why? You know why? Because the Bernie protesters had spirit. And the Hillary protesters have absolutely no spirit. They're like, it's true. But the 550% is over and above the thousands and thousands of people coming in from Obama. She wants 550% more. And I used to say 500%. And the press called me out. They said, he's wrong. It's not 500%. I said, uh-oh, here we go. You know, here we go. I'm wrong. Was it a lie? You know the lie. They tell lies, you wouldn't believe it. When you want to prove something, you give them a paragraph and they'll put in a half a sentence and they'll say, oh, well, that's not correct. So they said it's wrong, 500%. And I said, well, what's the number? Well, it's 550%. I said, that's the first time that ever happened to me. She wants 550% more. Overseas, Russia and China, and certainly when you look at what's going on with Iran, with the circling our ships, with flying near our planes, with grabbing our 10 sailors, remember that not so long ago? They're all emboldened. Here we are with Iran. We give them all of this money back, $150 billion. We give them $1.7 billion in cash, which you can't even imagine what that looks like. And they hate us. They're emboldened because they know they're dealing with stupid leadership, folks. They know they're dealing with very stupid people. North Korea is more dangerous and defiant than ever. Syria, another catastrophe on Clinton's watch, is in ruins. and only 5 of the 28 member NATO countries are meeting their minimum defense spending requirement. Remember when I said, I like NATO, but you got to pay your bills. You got to pay your bills. You remember that? And then they said, oh, Trump doesn't like NATO. NATO's fine. But I said 2 things. It's obsolete because it has to take care of terror. And all of a sudden, they announced they're doing a new division on terror. Front page of the Wall Street Journal a few months ago. And I tell you, I don't want to be in a position where they say, isn't it terrible what he said? If I don't say that, believe me, NATO is not opening up a terror operation. Let's see how that one works. But I also said it's obsolete for that reason. I said they're not paying their bills. They got to pay their bills. They want us to defend them, and that's fine. But they got to pay their bills. And they can afford, most of them, to pay their bills. So right now we have 5 of 28 paying what they're supposed to be paying. How stupid are we? How stupid are we? And we love NATO, and we'll protect and we'll live with NATO. And they have to help us also. You know, these deals, these bad deals that we make, they are a two-way street. You do know that. Like the deals with Mexico. It's a one-way highway right into Mexico with our jobs and our money. I always say, we get the drugs, they get the money. Not anymore, folks. Not anymore. Not anymore, folks. We will build the wall 100%. We need the wall. 100%. Are you ready? Are you ready? And who is going to pay for the wall? They may not know it yet, but the answer is Mexico. So, it's one Clinton failure after another. What has Hillary Clinton accomplished for your family in the last 26 years that she's been doing this? Nothing. Nothing. Very negative things. It's been 30 years of disappointments on foreign policy, on domestic policy, on helping women, on helping children. She's done nothing. She had, in the Senate, she had a couple of name bills. She named a post office. I think she named a road. She named something. She did nothing. She was terrible. The only thing she succeeded at is helping her donors and covering up her crimes. That's what she succeeded at. In fact, her single greatest achievement, in my opinion, will go down as getting away with the horrible crime that she committed with her classified information and her phony email and her illegal servers, and getting away with that when nobody else has and lives have been destroyed. Let's see what happens. Last night, I talked about how we have the worst so-called recovery since the Great Depression. You know that, right? The worst recovery. I laid out detailed, specific plans for a new direction. The American people rendered their verdict. The post-debate polls, as I said to you, were so great. But we exposed Hillary Clinton's real position on NAFTA, which is, by the way, the single worst deal you'll ever see, and Trans-Pacific Partnership, another disaster that she lied about. she lied about, and they even finally said that she lied. I couldn't believe it. She called it the gold standard, and she would certainly approve it, routinely approve it. Her allies say that she will approve it if she ever gets in, and I'll tell you what, it will be a disaster for Florida and Pennsylvania and Ohio and every other place. It will be a disaster, and you can't allow TPP to happen. It will be a catastrophe. Nothing will be as bad as NAFTA, but this one will be close. A vote for Hillary Clinton is a vote for TPP and the destruction and continued destruction of American jobs. America's jobs are in deep trouble. Companies are moving all the time. As we stand here, companies are negotiating to leave our country and fire their longtime workers. If I become president, don't worry about it, folks. That's not going to be happening. Not going to be happening. And if a company wants to go and wants to fire all of their workers and move their plant to Mexico or some other place, and they make something, when they make that something and they want to get it over our now very, very strong, powerful border, the only way it's getting over that border, folks, is if they pay a nice, hefty tax. And when they know that, they're not leaving. When they know that, because that upsets the apple cart, they will not be leaving, believe me. And you know what? For the 2% of the companies that do leave, if it would even be that much, for the companies that leave, that's okay too, because we'll make as a country a hell of a lot of money as they pay that tax. But they're not going to leave. They're not going to leave. So just remember, and you know, some politician told me the other day, you know, Don, I've been doing this for 5 years, and nobody ever told me about that. How simple is it? How simple is it? I said, you never thought of it? We never thought in terms. You ever see where they want to give low-interest loans to the, they don't need the money. They want to give them low-interest loans. They want to do all sorts of things. They don't need it. You tell them, you want to leave our country. You want to take these people, fire all the workers, move to another country. You think you're going to make your product and just sell it back to us? Not going to happen that way anymore. Not going to happen. Now, and the nice part is, other than the small donor and a few people, relatively speaking, I'm funding my own campaign. I'm in this thing for a lot of money. I spent a lot of money. But the nice part is, I'm not like Hillary with the hedge fund guys all over the place and all these guys that will have total control of what she's doing. I'm working for you folks. I mean, it could be, who the hell knows what's going to happen. But November 8th is a big day. It's a big day. And today, we had something where I understand, through largely small donors and some others, we had the biggest day we've ever had because of the success last night of the debate. They raised almost $18 million today. Can you believe it? $18 million. Amazing. It's a lot. $18 million in one day. Think of that. And that was largely because of last night. I explained, you know the nice part? When they come to see me because they want to move a company to Mexico and they can't get approval, and they'll call and call, and the lobbyists will call and call, I may take their call, but I guarantee you they're going to get nothing, folks. They're going to get nothing. They're getting nothing. They're going to stay in our country. We're going to keep our jobs. We're giving massive, as you know, tax reductions, massive. Hillary Clinton is raising taxes big league. We're lowering taxes big league. And that's the way it is. So, and I explained last night Hillary's support for these massive tax hikes that she's giving. And they are massive, $1.3 trillion. And she wants more regulations, which will further destroy the jobs. Our regulatory situation is ridiculous. Our regulations are killing our companies and killing our job. Another topic I raised was the issue of debt. It took 233 years for the United States to rack up the first $10 trillion of debt. Trillion, think of that word, trillion. President Obama doubled the debt in less than 8 years. Congratulations. And as I said last night, what do we have to show for it? Our infrastructure is crumbling. Our schools are failing. Our jobs are leaving. And think of it. It's one thing we have too much debt, but at least it would be nice to have beautiful new highways, beautiful new roads, new bridges, new tunnels, new schools. We have everything. We haven't done anything. We've doubled our debt, and our country's a mess. Our airports are third world. Our airports, think of it, LaGuardia, LAX, Newark, Kennedy. These are third world airports. You take a look at these airports. So we doubled our debt, and our country's a mess. We're going to fix our country, okay? We're going to fix our country. I talked about the corruption and the incompetence of government, including giving citizenship to as many as 1,800 high-risk immigrants who should have been deported. You saw that last week. They had 800 people that were going to be deported. They were in line to be deported. Now, you got to be pretty bad to be deported from our country, right? They made a mistake or were corrupt. You know, nobody ever says that. And guess what happened to the 800 people? They became citizens. They became citizens. Is anybody in this magnificent room with 25,000 people, is anybody here that was one of those 800 people? Raise your hand. They became citizens. Okay. Then they said they made a mistake. They made a mistake. It wasn't 800, it was probably 1,800. How sad is this? How sad is it? It's so sad. It's so sad. So, by the way, the Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers, ICE, did you ever hear of ICE? Yesterday, they just endorsed Donald J. Trump, first time they've ever endorsed anybody. And the Border Patrol agents endorsed Trump also. So we have the Border Patrol agents. We have Sheriff Joe. Sheriff Joe. Boy, you talk about a guy who knows about borders. We have the ICE officers, but the Border Patrol, 16,500, they've never endorsed any presidential candidate ever before. The ICE officers have never endorsed, and they're incredible people. They're responsible for all of the interior immigration enforcement in the United States, and they want to do their job, but they're told to stand back. They want to do their job. They're amazing people. They called Hillary Clinton's immigration plan the most radical immigration proposal in United States history. These are the people that know what's happening. We also debated crime. The new FBI statistics show that homicide rose 15% last year in America's large cities, and that's the largest single-year increase in 45 years. How are you feeling, folks? Great? I explained that a policy like stop and frisk in Chicago, especially where it's going crazy, could save thousands of lives, just like it saved thousands of lives in New York City under Mayor Giuliani. Overwhelmingly, this will save African American and Hispanic lives, citizens who are entitled to the same protection as every other American. That's right. Every other American. You know, I say when I look at these inner cities and I see how bad they are, the crime is through the roof, the education is horrible, there are no jobs. Black youth, it's what's happening. And remember that Hillary Clinton calls them super predators, right? Super predators. That was her term. Super predators. But you look at African American youth with unemployment rates in the 50s. And I say to people, the poverty is at numbers that you wouldn't believe. and I say, what do you have to lose? I'll fix it. I say this to African American communities. What do you have to lose? Donald Trump is going to fix it. We're going to fix it. We're going to make it safe. They can't walk down the street. In many cases, they get shot. They get shot. Their children get shot and killed. And it's so sad. I will fix it. Just give me a chance. I also explained last night that stop and frisk is constitutional. The MC was arguing with me, taking up a lot of time. In fact, law enforcement conducts stop and frisk in cities every day. You have to do this. You have to do this. In Chicago, 3,000 shootings since January 1st of this year. 3,000. Of course you have to do it. It's based on the Supreme Court ruling Terry versus Ohio from 1968. Improving law enforcement is a matter of life and death and even survival for our country. So I mentioned thousands and thousands of people are being shot in different cities. Chicago being one of the worst. 60% of murder victims under 22 in this country are African Americans. We have to help them, and it is unacceptable. Man just said it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. 6,000 African Americans are victims of homicide in our country every single year. 9 more people, think of it, 9 more people were shot in Chicago yesterday. Yesterday. I will never back down. And that's true. Obama's hometown. I will never back down from trying to save American lives. Never. I will never back down from fighting to rebuild our inner cities. How much more violence must there be on our streets before Hillary Clinton abandons her scripted and rehearsed lines and speaks authentically for even 1 second about the real problems facing our nation? She just wants the votes, and then she's gone for 4 years. She's done an incompetent job. The trouble we have because of her and President Obama, you will not believe. All you have to do is open your eyes. Hillary Clinton has nothing to offer but the same tired defense of the same failed establishment. She's merely a vessel for her friends, the donors, and the special interests. Hillary Clinton's a representative for globalists. You know what globalists are? Who want to strip the jobs and the wealth from our country and give them to every other country. I'm not running to be president of the world. I'm running to be president of you and the United States. Hey, cameras, turn around and show this picture. Turn around. Go ahead. Go ahead, cameras. Turn around. Show this picture. All the way out to the runway. Show this picture, cameras. Show it up in that corner way high up, cameras. I've dealt with a lot of dishonest people. I would say certain elements of the press are the most dishonest people I've ever dealt with. It's true. Most dishonest. I am for, and so are you, America first. My economic agenda can be summed up in 3 simple but very beautiful words. Are you ready? Jobs, jobs, jobs. We will cut your taxes and let you deduct the cost of childcare. It's about time. We will reduce regulations and create millions of new jobs for our country. We will unleash American energy, adding trillions of new wealth for our workers. We are going to shrink our trade deficit and protect American manufacturing, which is being led to slaughter. Being led to slaughter. Florida has lost 1 in 5 manufacturing jobs since NAFTA. That's the economic legacy of Bill and Hillary Clinton, folks. The tax, trade, energy, and regulatory reforms I propose will create at least 25 million new jobs over the next 10 years, and that'll happen. Let me tell you what else we're going to do. We're going to repeal and replace the horrible Obamacare. Clinton, on the other hand, wants to expand the Obamacare disaster and put the government completely in charge of America's health care. Two other major reforms I'm proposing are school choice and ending of Common Core. We're going to end Common Core. I want every disadvantaged child in this country, including every poor Hispanic child in this country and every poor African American child in this country, to be able to attend the public, private, charter, magnet, or religious school of their choice. It's the great civil rights issue of our time. I will be a voice for freedom that includes freedom for people in Cuba. Cuba is not, it's not right what's going on. It's not right. How many people here are from Cuba? Tell me, raise your hand. I wanted to mention it. You know, I wouldn't say it's a lot of people, but that's okay. But this afternoon, I spent a lot of time in Little Havana, an amazing place. President Obama made a one-sided deal with the Castros for nothing in return. Did you ever see this guy make a decent deal for this country? And you know what? Crooked Hillary will be worse. She's going to be worse than Obama, mark my words. She is going to be worse than Obama, and that's why on November 8th, you can't let it happen. And we've got to win Florida. Hey, did you see these characters with the maps? You know, the Electoral College? So about a month ago, there's, it's a very small path for Trump. You know, it's tough. It's tough as a Republican. But he's going, there's a very small path, very narrow. You lose like 2 votes and it's over. Then 2-3 weeks ago, somebody said, this is not good news. This is not good news. The path is getting a little bit wider. Today I'm watching, oh, wow. Now they're looking at all these paths. No, we're doing good, folks. We're going to do something that's never been done before. Never. And we're going to get rid of cricket. I mean, we're going to get rid of that crooked woman. She's a crooked woman. She's a very, very dishonest woman. So it was done by executive order, and I will lift that order unless we get the deal that we want. And that includes protecting the religious and political freedoms of the Cuban people and the release of political prisoners, right? Those who have suffered suppression. Is that correct? I think we have to do that, right? You have to ask for it. It's like in the Iran deal. They didn't ask for anything. They just said, we'll take it, we'll take it, we'll take it. And boy, have we emboldened Iran. You see the way they're treating us now? We gave them everything and they treat us like dirt. Those who have suffered oppression know how precious freedom is, like the people of Cuba and Venezuela. My administration will be a voice against oppression in this hemisphere. Those who have lived in these countries also understand the dangers of corrupt politicians like Hillary Clinton, who use government power for personal profit. Bill and Hillary Clinton were paid $150 million for speeches to special interests since Bill left office. Bill Clinton was being paid to give speeches by many of the same people who had matters before the State Department, while Hillary was Secretary of State. Clinton donors got favorable treatment and access to the State Department. It's called pay for play. Our Secretary of State can be bought or bribed or whatever you want to call it, or sell trades, government, favors, access. And I'll tell you, when that happens, our whole system is threatened, and we have to stop it on November 8th. Remember, when you're going to vote, don't vote for crooked Hillary. Just put it in your head, crooked Hillary. She is a crooked one. America can never elect a candidate like Clinton who put her public office up for sale. Hillary Clinton tried to cover up her crimes by deleting 33,000 emails after a congressional subpoena and destroying her phones, some of them with a hammer. That's also why she lied repeatedly to Congress and the American people. She said she never sent or received classified materials. A lie. Such a lie. And that lie was proven over and over again. She claimed she used an insecure email for convenience, using only one device. Well, that turned out to be a total lie because she used multiple devices. Under penalty of perjury, she said she turned over all of her work-related email. But the FBI found she never turned over, including the discovery of 15,000 emails she failed to produce. Another crooked Hillary lie. She said she sent or received nothing marked classified. A total lie, and it was unmasked to the world. Our country is so embarrassed at what's just taken place. She said her server was secure, but we now know her server was completely insecure, and the FBI director said it could have been easily hacked. Then her aides took the Fifth Amendment, and her ringleaders were given immunity. And if you're not guilty of a crime, what do you need immunity for, right? Have you ever seen anything so corrupt in your life? Have you ever seen a greater embarrassment to our country? The people getting rich off the rigged system, the people who want nothing to change, and they don't want anything, they don't want it to change, are the people throwing their money at Hillary Clinton. She's an insider fighting only for her donors and insiders. I'm an outsider fighting for you. It's time, okay? It's time. Our campaign is about breaking up the special interest monopoly in Washington, D.C. We're trying to disrupt the collusion between the wealthy donors, the large corporations, and the media executives. They're all part of the same corrupt political establishment, all part of it. It's a political establishment that's corrupt. They go home, they go to the same restaurants, they attend the same conferences, right? And they have the same friends and connections. And they nod along when Hillary slanders you by calling you deplorable and irredeemable. You're deplorable. No. See, what she doesn't understand is that you're the greatest people on earth. You're not deplorable. The greatest people on earth. You're smart, you're sharp. You really want one thing, you want to make America great again. I mean, it's one thing you want. You want a strong military. You want to take care of your vets. You want to protect your Second Amendment. You want a great home. You want a great family. I mean, look, what are we doing? Government will start working for you again. Fixing things is what I do. Just look at my projects in New York and around the world where I've restored neighborhoods and built gleaming properties that have lifted up skylines and revitalized communities all over. We built a great company. We have built a great company. Really great company. Where others see problems, I see potential. That's what I do, and that's what I want to do for our country. I want to go into the neglected neighborhoods, the failing schools, the forgotten stretches of this nation, and unlock their potential for all of our people. So much. And the politicians aren't going to do it, folks. All they're going to do, and Hillary in particular, is say, we're going to do this. You'll never see him again. Just think of upstate New York. Just think of the lie that she made to the people of New York State. And it's a disaster. Right now, it's a disaster. And that's many years ago. Together, we can accomplish anything we want. But that means, very importantly, you need to show up and vote on November 8th. You have to knock on doors. You have to pick up your phone and call your friends. You have to campaign on the streets because you know what's going on in this country. A lot of bad things are going on. You have to spread the love that we have in this room to the people of our country. To beat the system, you have to lift up your voice, pound the pavement, and get out to vote. You have to do it. You got to get all your friends. Have to get your friends out. Check out our website. We have 41 days until this election. Can you imagine? I started this on June 16th, coming down the escalator in Trump Tower. And now we're down to 41 days. You remember we had 17 people, governors and senators. And one by one, and they said, but Trump has never done this before. They compared my experience to their experience. They had over 200 years experience. I had like 3 months. But that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. We have 41 days to make our country great again, to represent the world, because I will tell you, our country is being laughed at by the world. It's being laughed at by the world. Remember that. We have 41 days to make possible every dream you've ever dreamed for your country. You have one magnificent chance, and in my opinion, our last chance. It's never going to happen. What we have done with this movement, many of the pundits, Bill O'Reilly, many others, have said it's the single greatest phenomena they have seen in their political lives. They've never seen anything like it. The single greatest. We don't want to blow it on November 8th. We have one magnificent chance to deliver justice for every forgotten man, woman, and child in this nation. The arrogance of Washington, D.C. will soon come face to face with the righteous verdict of the American voter. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. This November, we're going to show the whole world that America is back, bigger and better and stronger than ever before. See that plane? See that plane? That plane was built in America. Now, that same company is going to start building these planes in China. I don't like it. I don't like that, folks. I see a lot of bad things happening there. Here is just some of what will happen starting January of 2017. I am going to lower your taxes by a lot. And Hillary is going to raise your taxes by a lot. Just check out her website. I'm going to eliminate every unnecessary and costly regulation. We're going to repeal and replace Obamacare. We're going to unleash American energy. We're going to end illegal and very dangerous immigration. We're going to keep radical Islamic terrorists the hell out of our country, okay? We're going to save your Second Amendment. The NRA endorsed me, their earliest endorsement. I'm very honored. We are going to support the men and women of law enforcement. And we're going to appoint justices to the Supreme Court who will uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States. We will rebuild our roads, our bridges, our tunnels, highways, airports, schools, hospitals. We will rebuild our country, and we're going to put a lot of people to work. American cars will again travel the roads. American planes will soar the skies, and American ships will patrol our seas. American steel will send skyscrapers into the clouds. American hands will rebuild this nation, and American energy harvested from American sources will power our nation. And that means our miners. That means our miners. American workers will be hired to do the job. We will put new American steel into the spine of this country. I will fight for every neglected part of this nation, and I will fight to bring us together as Americans. With our incredible people, imagine what our country could accomplish if we started working together as one people, under one God, saluting one American flag. It's time to break with the bitter failures of the past and to embrace a new, inclusive, and prosperous American future. We have such potential. To every parent who dreams for their children, and to every child who dreams for their future, I say these words to you. I am with you, I will fight for you, and I will win for you. Our country will start winning again. Once more, we will have a government of, by, and for the people. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America safe again. And yes, we will make America great again. God bless you. God bless you, everybody. Thank you.
Folks, it's absolutely amazing. This crowd is, you wouldn't believe it, and you're going to see it here very shortly. This is obviously not our feed. We could not get internet inside this hangar, but our guy is there on the ground, and as soon as this crowd clears out and we're able to get a reception, he's going to send me a 360-degree crowd video that we took. It's amazing. I would estimate the crowd at well over 20,000, and it's amazing. And it looks really good for Trump in Florida. And we're going to have that video up. Check back with me in the next 15-20 minutes on our YouTube channel, and you'll see it. We'll upload it. As soon as I get it in, I'll put it up. It's amazing. You won't believe it. So thank you guys. Remember, tomorrow night we'll be broadcasting live our cameras from Waukesha, Wisconsin at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Time. And then on Thursday we'll be in Bedford, I believe. That's it, New Hampshire. And then Friday in Novi, Michigan. We'll have our cameras at every one of those events. And there's also an event tomorrow in Iowa. I believe it's been moved to Council Bluffs that we're not going to be able to be at because we can't have one guy and our guy's going to Waukesha, and the time just didn't work out there to get there before the security deadline. But thank you so much for tuning in. This is an amazing movement, and you can donate to us. Our travel fund is rsbn.tv/donate. Thank you all to those of you who have donated, and all of those that you have sent in by mail. I am in the process of sending you something special. I appreciate every one of you. I'm going to sign off and stay with this feed as long as we have it, and check back for that crowd video very shortly. We will have it up on our YouTube site in about 5, 10, 15 minutes. Folks, don't forget to tune in to the Wayne Dupree. I always forget. I'm so sorry, Wayne. Oh, man. I hope you forgive me, Wayne. Tune in 9 o'clock Eastern Time for the Wayne Dupree Show. Tonight, Wayne and crew will be taking your calls right here on RSBN at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. They're already warming up in the bullpen. Yeah, they're already in the bullpen warming up. We got 40 minutes till Wayne. You guys got to see Wayne. This guy's incredible. He's amazing. You got to see him. He'll be joining me in Alabama this Friday. I can't wait for Wayne to come down and see us. It's going to be a great show tonight. Got a lot to talk about. You can call in the show and talk to Wayne. Wayne Dupree Show is getting more and more popular every day. Our view counts are increasing on it, and we're adding some new shows coming up very soon. Please tune in, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Call in, be a part of our network. This is what we are here for. We're the new media. We're trying to take down the mainstream media and do things a whole new way, okay? And it starts at the grassroots level like this. So join us, 9 o'clock Eastern, the Wayne Dupree Show. You don't want to miss it right here on RSBN. Go to our website. The show is up. You'll see the show page, or you can go to our YouTube channel page, or the moderators will probably be posting this link as I am talking in the chat room. See you back here at 9.